Are you interested in purchasing a Kubota RTVX1100, the cab utility vehicle? If so, here's a video about everything you need to know on them. Hey guys, Zach here from Kubota Lynchburg, and today I want to go over the Kubota RTVX1100. So this is Kubota's cab option as far as utility vehicles go, and the RTV stands for rough terrain vehicle, so it's designed to basically go all over the place slowly. And I'll get to that in a minute. But the RTVX1100 is a Kubota diesel engine. It's actually a 24.8 horsepower Kubota D1105 diesel engine. What that means is it is less than 25 horsepower, so there are no emissions requirements on this RTV at all. So you don't have to worry about DPF or DEF. So this is a simple basic setup, nothing you have to worry about on that end. Now it is a hydrostatic transmission. So if you see, it probably says somewhere on here VHT. It's probably on the other side, variable hydrostatic transmission. What that means is it's not belt drive like a lot of the other utility vehicles on the market. So it slows down and stops itself. It's a little bit better at climbing hills and slopes. It's going to slow down while doing those, but it's a more consistent power rather than a belt slipping or potentially having issues with that. So hydrostatic transmission, we'll see the inside in a second where it has a basically three range, high, low, and reverse on it. The old RTVs had a 4-range, high, medium, and low, but the Kubotas have upgraded about 6 or 7 years ago now to the new X series. So this RTVX1100 is the most deluxe RTV you can get from Kubota. What I mean by that, it has all the fancy features on the inside that you might want, such as air conditioning, heat, defrost, option for a radio. We always put a radio in, but they don't ship them from the factory like that. Antenna to run that radio, tilt steering column, locking differentials, 4-wheel drive, all those kind of things to it. So it's a very comfortable, very operator-friendly utility vehicle. Now, talking about comfort, it is basically a sealed interior cab. So there's not a ton of sound going on. Now, while you still have a diesel engine, it's still noisy. It's not too bad because it is a sealed enclosed cab. And you're not going to get that dust and that dirt and all those bugs coming up at you like you would in an open station or an aftermarket cab. So it's nice that it's a sealed enclosed cab with that AC, with that heat, with that defrost and everything. Got the windshield wiper on the front. So speaking of which, we'll start at the front, kind of doing our walkthrough. They do come standard with this front brush guard, which is nice. Not only is it going to protect your hood and your lights and everything like that from trees and branches and brush and everything as you're going through the woods or through the paths. This brush guard also has a 2-inch hitch receiver. So you could grab your truck hitch, put it in there, throw a pin through it, and you could haul around like your trailers or your stuff around your property. It's got the same 2-inch hitch receiver on the back, so you can pull or push with it. It's also got basically this open section, which is perfect for mounting a winch. One of the most common accessories that we upgrade and sell is putting a winch on the front of these that you can control from inside the cab or on the front. Kubota actually makes a hydraulic angle snow blade that you can put on the front here and mounts here. And while you're pushing the snow in your heated cab while listening to your favorite talk show or podcast, you can push your snow with a hydraulic angle snow blade. So it's nice. You never have to get out of the utility vehicle. Underneath the hood here is just a little latch, just like a car. Underneath your hood, you do have your coolant systems. So you've got basically your radiator screens here that you can clean out. This is actually your hydraulic oil cooler to cool that hydrostat transmission. You've got your engine oil cooler here, coolant. You've got your brake fluid, windshield wiper fluid, because of course it does have the windshield wiper with the fluid that sprays down on it. You got your air filter, your horn, so you can beep at people if they're in your way. I do that plenty here around the lot. Don't ask my guys. That's the hood. Something I'll mention while I'm here, realistically, your only 2 factory options that you can get are either going to be, or factory choices that you get are going to be tires. You can choose between the ATV style and the heavy duty worksite. This one has the ATV style on it, and the color. So, you can get the Kubota orange or you can get the Kubota camo, which is actually a real tree camo. That's really it. You pick between colors, you pick between tires, and then it's up to the dealer to accessorize an option and add on to make it the vehicle that works best for you. So we're going to have windshield wiper here. That's where your windshield wiper fluid comes out. These don't automatically pop forward to allow a breeze. That's not something factory. I'm pretty sure there's a kit you can install to kind of open the front window a little bit, but that's not factory there. You do have some mounting areas for Basically, you can put mirror kits on here, and you can put work lights on the front. A lot of times we'll put LED light bars on and kind of route the information or the wires back through. Your doors are metal. They've got these nice, clean looking plastic exterior pieces that match. On the inside, you do have a roll up and roll down window, so that is nice. So just kind of like your old car, you've got this, and it will go all the way down. It's not a half window. This is fully all the way down, which is really nice. A lot of apparently the competitors, it's only goes to about here just for a breeze, and you can't hang your arm out the window. Solid. There's a lot of stuff on the inside of the door, of course, to make all this work, but it lasts real well. There is one carder pin that we notice that every couple years it'll fall out, and you got to replace that. But once you've done it once or twice, you get real quick and easy and good at doing it. If we hop inside here, and I'm going to scoot to the passenger seat so you guys can see a little bit easier. One of the first things that pops out to me, one of my favorite things on all tractors and everything like that, is tilt steering column. So if you're tall or you're short, you can adjust this up and down. Makes it really easy to use. You've got your, and I'm going to go ahead and grab the camera, you've got your reverse, neutral, high, low. It does have to be in neutral to start the RTV. You've got to have it in neutral. And then you have your display here. So if I were to turn it on once, you'll see kind of some of the, turn off the AC for now. You can see some of the information. So you got fuel gauge, temperature gauge, how many hours. So this one literally just came off the truck here maybe about 10 minutes ago. You can see hours. If I start the vehicle, you can see how many miles it has gone. So 1.8 miles in that, turn it off, in that 0.6 hours. Turn signal kits are an option. You got glow plugs and parking brake and everything like that. You can see it's actually in four-wheel drive right now. And that four-wheel drive lever is right here in between the seats. So if I were to pull up, of course, because I'm on a hill, it doesn't want me to pull up. If I were to pull up and I wasn't on a hill, or if I had the brake on, you would see that light go away. So you always know if you're in four-wheel drive. You also have your 12-volt charger here, so you can plug in your cell phone, you can plug in a sprayer, you can plug in work lights, whatever you want to there. On your key switch, you've got the glow plug right here, so you can start your glow plugs up. And then here in front of the passenger side, there is no glove box. You have your heater controls and your AC units and everything like that. So of course you have your choice between cold, hot. This is just like all your normal car stuff that you can pick and choose. You've got your vents here, and you have your defrost vents all the way across the fronts for that wintertime. And you have a mirror. You can say hi to Leah. There she is in the mirror. So you have your interior mirror. You've got some grab handles and everything like that. So pass this back. I'm going to show real quick. This is where your radio goes. You have all these open places for switches. So if you were to put those strobe lights and work lights and everything, they have the options where you can add those switches back in. These seats will slide forward and back a little bit. So again, if you're short or tall, and there is storage underneath the seats. So on the driver's seat, flips up and you've got a storage spot. And on the passenger seat, the bottom section flips up and you even have more storage spot, which is where I normally store the owner's manuals, as you can see. The two other controls that I'm going to go over here is your foot controls are just brake and gas, very easy there. But here you're going to have both a differential lock, that's the one on the floor with my heel. So I'm locking the differential. I can pull up and hold up, and now I've locked into my differential. That's going to cause your rear tires to spin together. And so better in snow, dirt, mud. If I hit it with my heel, pops off. The other thing here, I'm going to show you this in a second, is actually a throttle control. So as you're driving, you don't have control of your throttle with your foot. That's your speed and your throttle combined. You don't have a separate control. So if I were to start this up, feet off the pedals, I can pull up here, and you can hear I can throttle up. Technically, that's designed if you had a front-mounted broom or snow blower or something like that that ran off a mid-PTO. Those systems are very nice, very expensive, but very nice. But you could throttle up to make that snow blower go a little better. But if you're going up hills and slopes, this helps you have a little bit more engine RPMs, engine throttle, to make it up those more difficult hills and slopes. And the last piece back here is going to be your hydraulic dump bed. So if you watch the bed, I can pull up on here. My bed is up, and my bed dumps back down. So I'm going to leave it up so I can show you guys the rest of underneath. But that's basically your interior controls. Pretty basic, pretty simple, but also very user-friendly and very comfortable. Underneath your bed, you can see your hydraulic, which is standard, a hydraulic dump bed. You can see a hydraulic cylinder that goes there that raises and lowers it. You can see some articulating points where you have grease fittings and where you can check your engine oil. You got your little D1105 engine there, that 24.8 horsepower. You've got a secondary radiator cooler so you can cool it. Underneath this is your battery, so very easy access to get to your battery. If you need to jump it, you don't have to raise the dump bed or anything. But let's say for some reason the machine is dead and you can't get to underneath it for to service the engine or something. You can actually push this lever all the way down and it puts it into what's called float mode, which means there's no pressure up or down on this bed. So you can raise or lower it. Otherwise, if I take it out of float mode, it's stuck there. Because this bed, perfect transition, this bed has a 13, it's rated for a 1,300 pound payload capacity. That's a lot of weight you can throw in this bed. And it's a lot of weight you can dump with this bed. And I've seen it tested and tried, and it'll do that. Honestly, it'll do even a little bit more, but that's what it's rated for. Your towing capacity on one of these, so with the hitch on the back or the hitch on the front, as we were mentioning, so that hitch is hidden up underneath here, is right at 2,000 pounds. So that's a lot of weight. So let's say you have a 6,000 pound boat or trailer, it's calculating tongue weight on here. If you can calculate that, you know, up to 2,000 pounds, which is, 6, 8, 10,000 pound trailer loaded down with stuff that you can haul around. I've seen people move crazy sized RVs and everything with these. You are going to, if you are planning with hauling with the back of it, realistically, go to Amazon, get I think it's a 6-inch or 8-inch hitch receiver extender, and it's going to extend it out a little bit easier. It makes your life so much easier to put a hitch on the back of these rather than trying to fiddle with it all the way back up in here and then the ball's right here. Get an extension that pushes it out a little bit further. It's also safer for the RTV, so you're not slamming into the back of it. And if we go to the bed, flips down like that, gives you a little bit more space. Kubota and some aftermarket companies do offer some accessories for this as far as bed extenders, bed rails, cargo holders, toolboxes, all sorts of things you can put in the bed of here. Contact your local dealer for more details. And you can get into, dog boxes and kennels and all sorts of things like that if you're planning on going hunting with them. You got some tie down points and you have this factory bed liner, this Line-X, which is real nice, protects it, makes it a little bit grippier so things aren't sliding too much. On the back side, you can basically see the antenna and some more mounting points for some of the accessories you can put on the back. It is a fully independent suspension, so each tire, each wheel has its own independent suspension with shocks and springs and everything you see up in here. You've got your A-arms coming out here, and then you have this nice big shock and suspension piece there. That makes it a very comfortable ride. So these are designed to kind of finish it up. These are designed for farm use, home use, property maintenance. These aren't designed realistically to go have sporting fun in West Virginia on the crazy hills and mountains. The top speed that these will go is about 25 miles per hour if you're lucky on flat ground. You're going up a hill, you're going to have to treadle that pedal a little bit. You're going to have to let off half throttle so that hydrostat transmission builds back up hydraulic pressure, and you're going to be going 6, 8, 10 miles per hour. Do not expect to get a speed demon out of these. There's no way to make it faster, unfortunately, that I know of. But expect to get probably the most rigid, most durable, most dependable workhorse utility vehicle you can get out of a Kubota diesel RTV. If you get the cab model, also one of the most comfortable with that AC and radio and heat and everything like that. It is hard to, once you're in one of these in a hot season or a cold season, it's hard to pass one of these up. So right now, pricing, it changes all the time depending on rebates and everything. Right now, you're probably talking close to $26,000, $27,000 for one of these. But the durability, the dependability, and all the features on it make it well worth it for many people. So if you have any questions about the RTVX1100, the cab version, feel free to leave me a comment below, but check them out next time you're in the market for one.